future star of the sport, the only female driver on the grid, and you know what? She was flying in practice.
Yeah, she was flying in practice. She comes off the line, she's very confident. From Romania, BMW E46 LS Turbo V8 underneath the bonnet, and here she goes, fires that car and drops down ever so slightly and just picks up that outside zone now. She transitions back, rear wheel through the middle of that zone, gets up deep to the wall, drops the car down right where it needs to be, the front bumper and the rear bumper exactly on the right position of the circuit, goes wide, doesn't get there for that last outside zone though. Back in Drift Masters, we see this young lady in Finland, and she wanted more, Dave. She was hungry for some more drifting. She said, can't get enough of it, smoking tyres and impressing people. And look at this from Alto right to the edge of the circuit, took my breath away on that initiation. Good transition back to put the rear wheel right where it needs to be. Now can she fulfill this out? A little wobble on the steering wheel, she knew she wasn't going to make it. Car gripped up maybe a little bit too much. Now she comes through the shade under the trees, left foot braking, gets nice and wide and early to the outside zone.
Horsepower, very cool car. He is a 2023 Italian drift champion and 2023 Hungarian drift champion, but now he's on the European level and he's looking pretty brave on that first corner.
Yeah, look, that line is absolutely dialed in. That's exactly where the judges want to see him. Could have gone deeper there on that transition to outside zone 3. Nevertheless, made it work. Goes very high up to the wall. Very dangerous part of the circuit there. Now he watches wide. Now you want to be right where he is there. No further than the white line on the back end of that outside zone. And look at that. That was textbook.
His team, it doesn't matter what smoke's coming out of the car as long as there's some smoke coming out of the car, black or white, because here comes our only diesel car on the grid. It is Timo Peltola from Finland, 800 horsepower. This car runs 1200 newton meters to torque, and look at this, he's had no practice and he's absolutely nailing the course so far. Here's Timo Peltola, very wide to the wall, and he's very brave there. This is an exceptional run so far for a man that's had very limited practice, and I'll tell you what, Timo Peltola driving angry out there and getting a run on the board. Rovanperä is back in the Toyota Supra this weekend, 900 horsepower, 3.4 litres, stroke 2 JZ, and this man has been looking wild. And look at the entry from Kalle Rovanperä as he absolutely pins it to the edge of the circuit. He hasn't been in a drift car much this year, but it doesn't show as he fires through the course, looking very, very confident and doing everything the judges want him to do so far. Really nice line so far from Rovanperä, as he absolutely is up and gone through this course. Precision, and that's not even the most aggressive he can be.
From Japan, Ryusei Akiba, the D1 GP 2023 runner-up. What can he do? They put the engine in the car last night. The team worked tirelessly to get Ryusei Akiba back into the seat. Misses the outside zone, dials on too much angle, has to stall the car up now. Tries to keep himself back into this one, but it starts to fall apart. Misses the outside zone, comes way down the inside. You can see now those mistakes where they creep in, puts his wheels on that zone. Now goes for that final zone, but just can't get up there, and that car.
The Lithuanian climbing back up the championship order right now.
Yeah, he's doing well this year so far, moving himself back into position. Had a lot of trouble with the car in Riga and a lot of trouble this weekend here in Hungary. Had the gearbox out of the car, they found multiple issues. Did get himself back out for practice, but again, another driver dropping down that inside, losing that momentum, and you can see him having to work to get the car right where it needs it to be. Let the car stall up there, but he does get to the outside zone now as Cherba fires it through, looks for the outside zone, makes it work. Slow, laboured transition, puts him early and across the line.
It is the Hungarian. This is who all the fans are behind. He's flying the Hungarian flag all over Europe in Drift Masters, and if Kevin Pascalti can put a big run on here, we're going to hear the biggest cheer of the day so far, and Pascalti's coming for it.
Yeah, he certainly is. He looked the strongest in practice earlier on today, and look at the line from Pascalti. This is exactly what we expected as he goes 90 degrees to the wall. He makes it work for outside zone 3, gets nice and early, but it sacrifices the line. Pascalti makes a mistake, but he gets himself back in the zone, stays very late on outside zone 5 now, looks for that final outside zone and across the line.
It's a good 90.
Loves one.
Loves, always goes in and says, I'll have a 90,
I'll have a 90, please. Yeah.
So here we go. 3-time European champ in the Supra. Has had an up and down season so far, but he did top qualifying in Riga. Can he top it here again?
Well, there we go, through the gears down, flicks that Supra across the track, nice and early. Look at that, really high. Dab of the foot brake to push the car right where it needs to be, right to the edge of the circuit. And look at the smoke trail, hardly any braking, hardly any lifting from Vincek as he goes to the outside zone. Once again, this is another beautiful run, another driver that's absolutely on it this weekend as Vincek gets the job done.
We were here 6 years ago. He was one of the standouts. Let's see if he's not lost any of his step.
No, and he's still cheeky, Dave. Give the cameraman a little wink there as he fist bumped the camera. He's happy, he's having fun. He's back in the seat. He's been out of it for quite a while now. Dmitry Ilyuk from Ukraine takes off from the line. As Dave said, 1,300 horsepower. horsepower to propel this carbon fibre S14 around the circuit, and a nice job so far from Ilya because he gets into the outside zone, struggles though to work the back end into outside zone 4 now, comes through down that alleyway, that very tight shaded part of the circuit, then boom into the daylight as he fulfills that last outside zone across the line.
This car was all over the shop when we finished at the podium ring. There was bits of Dwayne McKeever's mirrors in the grandstands at the end of it, but they got it all back together. He had a prop shaft failure in practice, missed half of practice, but McKeever's coming for it straight away here. Yeah, look at the line though from McKeever. He's way up there now, drops down a little bit but makes it work. Puts the back end of that S13 right where it needs to be. Very shallow transition, but it's fast. McKeever puts the back bumper in the wall, runs the back end along that tyre wall, flirts with danger. Big angle from McKeever as he flicks it back, gets to that tyre wall even earlier and across the line. M50 turbo, 850 horsepower, and Oliver Randalou, well, he stood on the podium a few years ago in Mondello Park and he said, I am desperate to get back onto that podium. Can this be the weekend that the Estonian driver finds some form? And he looks strong right now. Look at the line he's got into outside zone 2, and this is good from Randalou. Said he wasn't feeling too good in practice, but the car was working and the team were getting that setup dialed for Randalou as he now looks absolutely in the zone. Randalou transitions down, looks for that final outside zone, a little wobble, couldn't get all the way into it, but nevertheless. It's almost like a jet engine taking off. It starts the jets and all the smoke comes out, and let's see, look at the concentration on the face.
Well, he's got the style, he's got the speed, and he's got the aggression, that's for sure. What can Timo Peltola do? Well, he can't make outside zone 2, so it won't be he's been looking good in practice, he's been looking strong, he said he's feeling happy, and this style of track and driving suits him. Very aggressive initiation from LZ now, goes right to the edge of the circuit, flicks the car across, nice line, LZ lets the car wash, look how fluid that was from LZ, drops it down, tucks the nose in to that point of the circuit, very clean there from LZ once again, right to the edge of the circuit, LZ across the line.
Cooler than the other side of the pillow, Jakub Tuszanski. Kuba's just the man.
He is the man.
He rolled in here this morning, he looked confident, he looked cool, but he's you know what, he's got to get the job done here. Beautiful GR86 from Poland. Let's see how he gets on. Very wide. Look at this.
Yeah, this is beautiful from Puszczonski. Puts the car right to the edge of the circuit. This is textbook from Puszczonski. Look at the way the car is moving through the circuit. No, this is a big run from Puszczonski. This man, we always say, is textbook. He's clinical, he's clean. But maybe right now, Puszczonski's willing to risk it all. That was unbelievable.
So he's still adapting, but he loves the car. He loves the potential of it. And we always get some fireworks from Bagsy when he hits the circuit. Let's see how he gets on this first qualifying run.
Yeah, nice initiation from Bagsy. Stays up nice and high. You can see him on that left brake, but makes it work. Look at that, right to the edge of the circuit for Bagsy. Flicks the car across now. This looks absolutely dialed. Bagsy's in the zone. He's been on the podium here in Hungary at this circuit many moons ago, but he is now feeling comfortable in this new chassis at this track. Look at that, Bagsy pulls a banger on the run.
Still very much one of the best drivers in Europe, Juha Rinten. Let's see what he can do here. He was very aggressive in practice, taking some bumpers off some other drivers. Very aggressive. Oh my goodness, from Juha Rinten. What was that? As he went into the first corner, very aggressively, as he takes a big risk as he fires it across. So Juha Rinten, usually quite, calm and predictable in qualifying. This was a wild run from Juha Rinten. Absolutely flies through the circuit. Left foot brakes through the last zone. Crazy entry. Connor Falvey, the fairy tale story, aiming for that Rookie of the Year. But how will he get on here in Hungary?
Well, here we go, through the gears goes the young gun, the rookie, fighting for that Rookie of the Year. Nice and early he goes, lets the car wash down the hill. Maybe that doesn't pay off for him. It doesn't get all the way out. Oh, and it's a laboured, hard transition. He's gripped that car up massively. You can see it's hard work for him as he fails to get all the way out to the outside zone. And Falvey said he'd done so much seat time on the simulator.
You don't want him on the champagne too long.
Yeah, no,
but here we go, Vin van Oort from the Netherlands. Absolutely fired, big angle flick into that first corner, very late and very wide. Can he make it work as he goes to the edge of the circuit? Really nice to the wall from Vin van Oort. That was brave, and he's brave again here. This is a very extreme run. Look at this from Vin van Oort as he takes no prisoners on this first run. Very fluid to the edge of the track. Can he finish this run with style? Look at the speed and closeness to the wall.
The defending champion now, he's in a Toyota GT86 with a BMW S58 underneath the bonnet. As Zalewski fires in at this GT86, and look at this, right to the edge of the circuit. Nice line as he gets to the outside zone 2. Doesn't put too much angle on, makes it work. Nice flowing transition as Zalewski goes for the wall, gets right up close and personal. He stays wide, looks for this zone. Down the alley he comes, flicks the car across the circuit. Oh, flirts with danger. Zalewski puts it all on.
Jack Shannon will definitely say he wants to drive his own way. He wants to do it stylish. He wants to do it the most difficult way. Let's see if the Irishman can get back to the top of the leaderboard here as he fires into that first corner. Shannon dropping a little bit off that outside line and not getting that outer zone as he transitions back just that little bit early. It's snappy as he comes through. This is really nice here from Shannon, but the first corner not going the way he wanted it. Fluid for the second half of the course as he goes right out to the edge of the circuit. It was okay. He's also 7th in the championship, so a good performance here can start pushing him towards that top 5, which is an incredible achievement given some sketchy results early on in the season. But look at this. Korpelinski goes to the edge of the track and absolutely nails it. Korpelinski's been looking good from the first run of practice. Korpelinski looks like he's got a handle of this track. And look at this. Absolutely inch perfect so far as he goes through the course. Korpelinski on an absolute flyer. Looks like he's in fast forward here as he comes through the course. Absolutely sending it. Through now, he's back into 4th position after his win in Riga. Can he climb into the top 3? But he's got to be inch perfect all the way through this event.
Well, he's looking good so far. That's a big handbrake drag though, Dave. He lost a lot of speed, but now he gets himself back into it. And that line for outside zone 2 wasn't the cleanest. Now Shanahan gets himself back into it, back in the zone, up into the wall. He goes down to the foot brake as he drops that car down right into formation. Now fulfills all the zones, does exactly what the judges asked for as he gets to that zone nice and early and across the line.
So he's dropping out the order, needs a strong performance here. If the Estonian can get himself back into that top 3 championships, got to make the move straight away.
Yes, certainly has. Flicks that car in now, falls away, makes it work. Look at the line, nice line into outside zone 2. Keeps it very shallow though on the transition now, starts to work his way up into the wall. And Passer looking cool and calm. It looks very collected and it looks very smooth and controlled for Passer as he puts the rear wheels into the outside zone across the line.
The Pegay Narodovi final as the leader of the championship. Well, he starts here in qualifying for Lauri Heinen and he's got to go for it. Man, does he know how to throw down.
He certainly does, Dave. Look at this, nice initiation from Heinen. Gets in the throttle nice and early, keeps that car right to the edge of the circuit as he puts back bumper to almost to the wall. Nice transition, very collected, very calm as Lauri Heinen now lets that car wash down the circuit, then wash back out again, very long on the outside zone as he transitions, gets there early and across the line. That was beautiful.
First half of qualifying to take to the track, and he's also the current championship leader. He even missed the first round in Spain and he's still the championship leader. Wasn't planning on doing a full season of Drift Masters, but he just got so close to the top that he said, here we go, 2 rounds left to go. Can Dean get it done? Fires wide on the edge of the circuit, and Dean is very wide on the edge of the circuit. This is beautiful from James Dean as he transitions back, letting that car move towards the edge of the circuit. Look at that, absolutely where the judges want him to be. Doesn't drop a wheel over the edge. This is absolutely pinpoint. I don't even know how to describe how perfect that is. For A90 Supra, hasn't driven it in almost a year, comes out and does a 90.5 on his first race. It's absolutely ridiculous. And now he says, oh, I wasn't happy with that, I got to go better. What's he going to do next?
Well, he's going to put a 90.9-point run on the board. Oh, look at this, way higher, way wider, way faster, way more aggressive from Rovanperä. Not as deep on outside zone 3, but does it matter because he gets into the wall, takes the end plate off the spoiler. Rovanperä's come here this weekend for business, no play, as he looks for that final outside zone. That was incredible.
Yeah,
Superstars of the show.
Lose some tickets. Here we go. Adam LZ's on the line from the USA. Massive first run, got him at 91.5. Can he go higher? Can he get into the showdown? Top 4 drivers will face off after qualifying, and LZ fires in on massive angle. I'm not sure that's going to work, but he's made it work somehow. But all that angle, he's absolutely tearing through the course with insane angle. This is a pure style run from Adam LZ. It's a little bit offline, but I don't care because it is so much fun to watch. This is the most extreme run. Wow.
Dean,
yeah, Kuba Pushkonski is now on the line. He was the man that set the whole scoreboard line, and is still your number 1 qualifier, Kuba Pushkonski. Can he do it again?
Well, look, there's 3 points out there. What can he do? He's going to try and find them, that's for sure. Beautiful initiation from Pushkonski in that incredible carbon fiber GR86, and that line is absolutely textbook. These guys that are scoring these 90-point runs are so consistent, so clinical, so clean. It is unbelievable. And Pushkonski goes further, goes faster, goes wider than he did before, and Pushkonski flirts with danger across the line. Mistake, or will he go for it once again? No, and he learns from it, and he goes wider than he did before, and this is beautiful from Kvyat as Kvyat puts a back bumper to the wall. Beautiful transition. Kavir is absolutely ripping. Can he do it? Oh, that was textbook. Kavir keeps it out of the wall, keeps it clean, goes a little wide, but nevertheless makes the transition work. The final outside zone, deep into it and across the line.
Was first in qualifying in Riga. Now he sits second in qualifying here in Hungary, but he's only 1 point off. He's actually 0.5 off Kuba Pszczonski. Can Jacek go top and get back in the showdown?
Well, he's going to go for it, that's for sure. Dave fires that super right to the edge of the circuit, keeps it clean. Look at the line from Vincek. Oh, goes nice and wide. Looks for the transition. It's very fluid. And look at that little dab of the handbrake back on throttle. Once again, buried into the wall is Vincek as he keeps that car right to the edge of the circuit. Flirts with danger on that wall. Vincek's on a flyer and he's wider and he picks it up across the line. Who needs to do it? He's sitting in 32nd place with a 78.5. He needs a big run, and the track conditions have changed. The light has changed. What can Conor Falvey do right now? The rookie from Ireland, representing Drift Games, fires that car in. It's way wider than he was last time. Oh, but he's shallow on outside zone 2 once again. Can he make this one work? It's a shallow transition, and he's shallow on that outside zone. Now starts to find his zones. Now starts to get himself into the groove as Conor Falvey fires it through for the final outside zone. Dials on the angle, picks up the zone across the line. 4 guys below that, so Falvey is in the show for tomorrow. Randalou sits on the line right now in 26th position with an 83. What can he do? He said he dialed as much grip into the back of the car as he could in practice to get that line dialed, and now he goes wide and he now drops off. Again, another driver that's going to drop down. He does dip a wheel into outside zone 2, flicks it across the circuit, looks for this zone, up to the wall he goes. As Oliver Randalou from Estonia now puts the rear wheel right to the white line. Very nice there through that part of the circuit. Last outside zone coming up, and job done across the line.
Aggressive.
And last year, super consistent, deadly in the battles, in the championship contention. This year, out of the contention, not really found that form. Can this be the event that Juha Rittinen pulls it all together as he fires that GR86 in with that incredible livery? Now goes nice and wide on 2. This is lovely line from Juha Rittinen as the car picks the back end up as he accelerates through the outside zone, stays nice and wide, looks for that zone, picks that up as well, transitions down through the alley, the final outside zone coming up, and Juha Rittinen puts a flyer down.
The hometown hero here in Hungary.
Everyone's just stood up.
The crowd, the flags, they're all out. This is the man waving the flag this weekend. The dream fairy tale that Lauri Heinen had in Finland, Dean had in Ireland. Could it be Pascalti in Hungary? Fires in. Nice wide line from Kevin Pascalti. Goes right to the edge of the circuit. This is more like it. More fluid. Flames firing from the side of the car as he pushes right to the edge of the circuit. And Pascalti's on one here as he comes up over the hill. More laps on this track than most of the drivers, but he has to get it done when it matters, and he is getting it done. Big lock of the front brakes as he goes across the line. 18th position. He had an 88, which was pretty good, to be honest, but now everyone's getting 90s. He wants to join the 90 club.
Well, he would love to join the 90 club, and he is a man that can join the 90 club. Can he do it right now? He was close before. Nice initiation from Zalewski, but he's dropped way down the inside. Can he make it work? Can he push it up into the outside zone 2? He can, as Zalewski fast transition through the middle of the circuit now, looks for the wall, doesn't flirt with any danger, keeps it clean. The last steering input from the front of that GT86 as Zalewski now looks for that final outside zone, very wide and across the line. Everything has changed, and it's not the same track as it was. Well, here we go, off the line we go for a Finnish driver. Is Mika Keskikorpi, an 88.5. He's up there in the top 32, safe. Can he improve on that score? And he's very slow through that first and second outside zone. Now starts to pick up the pace as Keskikorpi puts foot to floor, looks and puts a back bumper to the wall in that BMW 2 Series. Oh, and shuts it down. And those two drivers are very good drivers.
Yeah.
So it's all to play for right now. We go back to the start line. The track's been checked. There's no oil down. It was just a mechanical failure for Keskikorpi. Jack Shanahan off of the line. Flicks his GT86 in. He's way down the order, like Dave said. He'll want a 90 on the board. Oh, and he's going to get a 90 on the board if he carries on like that. Oh, he's shallow on 3. It was a mistake from Shanahan, but he puts back bumper to wall now as he puts the front of the car right down on the circuit. Back bumper to the wall. Flicks it through. He knows he needs to redeem some points. He goes wide across the line.
In the championship, he could knock Chrissy Alto out if he gets higher than a 81, I would guess, or somewhere around
81,
there.
Yeah.
So let's see where he goes. Chrissy Alto watches on as Benedicta Scerba fires in. It's wide, it's perfect, and Scerba had a pretty sketchy first run, but this looks like it's business as usual for the Lithuanian, as he looks much more comfortable in the car right now as he takes it to the outside. This is excellent from Benedicta Scerba. And Chrissy Alto, I'd say she probably knows what's about to happen next as he can hold it together here. Cherba takes it to the edge of the track. And I'll tell you what, Cristialto's going to be happy.
It is Paweł Korpolinski from Poland. Well, he's just seen his pitmate jump up the order. Can Korpolinski do more? Kroll scored a 92. They won't want that. There'll be banter across the paddock between these two as Korpolinski goes wider than Kroll now. Looks for the outside zone, puts a back bumper towards the wall, fires it through. Now, this is almost a replica run of what Cherba's just done. Oh, wow, that was cool from Korpolinski as he puts the back bumper wall to the wall once again. Flirts with danger, looks for that final outside zone, and job done for Korpolinski.
First run, he's in 28th position with an 84. We now have higher than an 80 to get you into top 32, which I think we are now settling where we are. And then Kevin Pazur now wants to go up into the 90s as well. He's got a big light bar on. Can he get a big score?
Well, he's going to go for it. It's nice and wide for Kevin Pazur. Feeling a little bit more comfortable on his second run, but he's shallow, drops out of outside zone 2. Oh, and the transition, he's gripped the car up. It didn't want to work. It didn't want to move the way he wanted it to. And this is a little scrappy from Kevin Pazur. Dials on big angle, almost puts the back end into the wall now as Kevin Pazur looks for that final outside zone and makes a hash of it.
Down the order with quite a solid first run. Needs to, I think, take a little bit of a risk here, go a little bit wild and be absolutely inch perfect. Let's see if Conor Shannon can get it done as he comes through the gears and roars into that first corner.
Yeah, very aggressive, goes very wide for Shanahan. Now applies the pressure, now puts the foot flat to the floor, puts it 86 perilously close to the wall. Balances it across the circuit on outside zone 3. Now looks for the wall once again, dances with the devil as Shanahan puts foot to floor, looks for the outside zone, gets it. This is clinical from Shanahan right now as he goes right to the edge of the circuit across the line.
It says, here we go. Slots that Orby into gear and says, this is the big one. McKeever's in the championship race. He's way down the order. He's going to meet one of his rivals very soon if he doesn't get a big run here.
Yeah, he needs to get himself way up higher in qualifying. Otherwise, he's going to meet one of his rivals early in competition. McKeever goes wide, dials on the angle, then looks for outside zone 3, flicks the car across the circuit, gets to this outside zone very early and runs the back end along it now as McKeever goes for this zone. Doesn't play it too dangerous, keeps it clean, puts it right where the judges wanted it, right to the edge of the circuit and across the line. To be, top four. So Cherba sits in that top 4. He needs a 95.5 to match Calais Roman Power to get himself in that top 4. What can he do? Flicks it through. Laurie Heinen goes for it on the throttle nice and early. Skips that NASCAR V8 supercharged, screaming as he puts the back bumper to the wall. Nice transition from Heinen. Looks for this outside zone. He's very early to it. He makes it work. He drops the car down. Now flicks it across the circuit. Looks for this outside zone. Back across the circuit he goes. Very wide and across the line. It is a 95.5. He needs 1.5 on his first qualifying run to beat Cherba, to get points ahead of everyone else, to try and steal the championship. He's through the gears. Down comes Dean, flicks that S15 in now, starts to work himself through. This is incredible from James Dean. He stayed wider than anyone. This is absolutely textbook. Dean on the foot brake to the wall goes James Dean. Puts that car right where the judges wanted to see it. Now puts the back wheel where the judges wanted to see it. He transitions through. Can he put it right to the edge of the circuit? He can! Across the line.